Hi everybody, welcome to Who Talks program. My name is David Hu. Today we're very glad to be with us two special guests who involves a lot of local community activities, and also right now I want to have you guys here to talk about the election, because these days are so hot. Everybody talks about who they should vote and what about this election. And especially for Asian community, it's like 15%.
15% of Montgomery County.
Montgomery County.
Yeah.
And also the Chinese. What is the percentage? Is that 5?
There's no official data, but yeah, around 5.
5%.
Probably a little more than that.
Yes, yes. But we wanted to ask everybody to participate, to get involved with this election. So please, today is You Talk. Okay, we want everybody know what is the stage right now and how we're going to involve with this election. Would you
Sure.
start?
Hi, my name is Chen Chu. I came to Maryland in 1995, and after 2 years, Montgomery County was so attractive, so we decided to stay in Montgomery County. So it's been our 21 years in Montgomery County. And I am professionally a financial sort of manager. I own a small consulting business. I graduated from Leadership Montgomery in 2015. So it's been 3 years. And I am also a board member of Up County Citizens Advisory Board. I'm very passionate to talk to and encourage the community, especially immigrant Chinese Asian community, to come out and participate.
等一下，你说非常好。味道，不好意思，我前面介绍他们的时候没有把他们两个名字说出来，这个很重要。Okay, can we do it again?
就是重新开始说。
味道，我们重新开始好不好？这个很重要。涂成标。Hello everybody, welcome to Who Talks program. My name is David Hu. Today we have two special guests with us, and they are involved a lot of local community activities, and plus they also are leaders in this community in Montgomery County, Mr. Tu Chengbiao and Li Zhenyang. So welcome to ACM Who Talks.
Thank you.
Yeah, would you please introduce yourself, Mr. Tu?
Sure. Well, thanks for inviting me to the program. My name is Chen Tu, and I am a financial manager. I run a small business here in Montgomery County, being the county resident for 23 years. After graduating from Leadership Montgomery program in 2015, I decided to do more to encourage community to, especially immigrant Asian American community, to participate more in the local social and political process. And I am also a current board member of Up County Citizens Advisory Board.
Welcome.
Thank you.
And Ms. Lee?
Yeah, I'm Zhenyang Li. I can't beat Tu's record of how long being a Montgomery County resident. I actually came to the Washington D.C. area in 1993, and I lived along all the Washington. I started with Washington D.C. because I went to school in Georgetown University, and then I moved to Virginia, and then I eventually came back to Montgomery County to settle. So I have been living in Montgomery County for almost 20 years. So I raised 2 kids who both went to Montgomery County public schools. So and I used to be the president of the Wooden High School (PTSA), and I also involved in Montgomery County Chinese American Parent Association. Currently, I'm also on the City of Rockwell Asian Pacific American Task Force. Myself is a government contractor.
Welcome. These days there's a topic so hot is the election, and I have all the friends around us, especially in this county, Montgomery. Everybody is talking about election, but a lot of people don't know too much what is the procedure and what is called primary election, the date June 26th, right?
Right.
And how it works and how to participate. They wanted to, but they really don't know how. And especially for Asian community, we have been not very active for this election.
Right,
so,
right.
but this year is totally different. I mean, I do feel very special this year. There are like 6 candidates, Chinese Americans,
across Maryland.
right?
Yeah.
And they are now, and they wanted to. The positions like what? Can you introduce? You can start. What is?
Yeah, my understanding is there are a whole lot more Asian Americans that are running for different positions. Among Chinese Americans, there are also current sitting state senator, state delegate that are U.S. born, and we also have quite some immigrant Chinese American that is courageous enough to declare their candidacy. Some of them are running for county council. Some of them are running for state delegate or state senator position. Some of them are running for school board position. So I am personally very pleased to see that, first of all, the community start to pay so much attention to the upcoming primary election. And at the same time, we also have so many candidates coming out to declare their candidacy, to show that we actually care about this community and we want to provide public service to the community.
Yes. But for Asian this year, there are so many candidates, but a lot of people don't know what the position is and what party they are and how they're going to work on this way. Do you have anything to add?
Yeah, so primary, the reason it calls primary is there is a general election in November. So primary in Maryland is what we call closed primary. So you have to be registered as a major party to be able to vote for that party's primary candidates. So in Maryland, there are 2 major parties, Democrat and Republican. So you have to be registered either Democrat or Republican to be able to vote in primary.
Partisan positions.
Partisan positions. So if you're an independent voter in Maryland, there's only one thing that you can vote is the Board of Education, BOE. So on your ballot, there's only the BOE. But if you are registered either major party, you will be able to vote for your party's candidate.
So if you wanted to involve with the party voting, you better register for which party you're going to choose to vote.
You have to. Yeah, you have to.
Otherwise, you're out. You're not.
You don't really have much saying.
You don't have much saying. You're not qualified to vote for the parties.
Well, voter register. You first have to register to be a voter. To be registered for a voter, you can choose major party. You can choose other parties like Libertarian or Green Party. You can say I'm not associated with any party, so you're independent. So that's the choice when you vote, when you register as a voter. If you don't register, you don't even have any right. So you have to register first, and then when you register, you choose which party you want to associate with.
Yeah, and then a lot of people don't even know what party they should choose. So they better think who they're going to vote, then they decide what party they're going to choose. Is that right? Because a lot of times people don't really...
I think yes or no. So one thing that I understand is Republican Party or Democrat Party, they are all American parties that try to improve America and improve our quality of life. So that is the same, right? In terms of the platform, they're also evolving. So different parties have different arguments from time and time. So to me, I think the most important thing for mostly immigrant Asian Americans is, first of all, you need to register, and second, to vote, right? And vote to what candidate? It really depends on your understanding of who these candidates are, which takes some time, or maybe even ask around friends. So that is the third most important thing. Obviously, in the perfect world, we want everyone in the community actually not only register but vote but know every single candidate so that they can pick what they like.
Right.
That's the ideal situation. But my argument would be, first of all, you got to register, and the deadline is coming. It's June 5th.
Yep.
Today is what, June? Oh, so,
First.
but anyway.
It's only like a 4 to 5 days.
Right,
left.
so you got to register, and two possible group of voters are less likely or make some mistakes is, first of all, the people who move from other places. Even in the other county of the state, you got to re-register. It's 5 minutes online. Go to State Board of Elections website, 5 minutes. Register as a voter in Montgomery County.
When they register, do they have a choice to pick what party they should?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. At that time, they have a sort of they have to figure out, whether you're unaffiliated or some parties.
Right.
So my recommendation is either pick Republican or Democrat, because the reality is for unaffiliated or other party members, you don't really have much choices or much say in the primary. I'm a pragmatic person, but you can also pick other party or pick to be independent.
Yeah, maybe for this year, or
But-
you don't have to set.
Right, but it's really important to register as a voter.
Okay, and-
so people move from other areas, go
You have to,
online to register again.
Okay.
Don't automatically assume you change driver license, you change your voter count. No,
you don't.
You have to do it. Second thing is, lots of people also will ignore is, or didn't know is, for young people, we always know for 18 years old they can vote. But for primary election of this year, if you will be 18 by the day of the January election,
You still can vote.
which
You
is
still can register.
November 6th, you can actually participate in the primary election. So when you're 17 and a half,
Right.
you can vote.
Right.
And you can register as a voter as early as 16.
Okay.
So when you turn 16, besides get driver's license, make sure your parents actually ask you to register as a voter. So, and then if you don't move, you don't have to re-register. Unless you want to change party
So the
affiliation.
important day actually is June 5th.
Yes.
And there's a timeline at, by end of 9 p.m., 5 p.m., or before 12 midnight? There's any specific
I believe
time?
it's either 9 or not 12.
Yeah, if it's online, I would imagine it's midnight,
just-
right?
yeah,
I mean, it's
okay.
online database.
Just
and the government,
register.
I think the Board of Election, one of their primary objective is encourage
Everybody to
voters'
vote.
participation, right? So they will give you, the best.
plenty of
But they also want to make sure everyone is
It's 9 o'clock.
9 p.m.
9 o'clock.
Yeah.
9 p.m.
They want to also make sure everyone is on the same sort of bar,
Okay.
right?
So June 5th,
Yeah.
before 9 p.m.
Yep.
register
Right.
and pick what party you want to choose.
Exactly.
So that way you can vote. Otherwise, you lose your chance to vote for which candidate.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, you can't
You can
vote in
vote,
primary.
but
You
not.
have to wait until primary ends, and then there is also a grace period to register to vote in general. That's fine,
General.
but you lose the chance to vote in primary.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's important.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So coming back to what you just said about the party, as I said, there are two major parties, Republican
Right.
and Democrat. So we can talk a little bit about, what's the difference between those two
Yeah,
parties.
I think that's we also mentioned it earlier. Please educate a lot of people, because a lot of people don't know what's a major difference.
Right. So right now, I mean, the two parties are dramatically different. So they're almost black and white. Or traditionally, and also when you say the Democrat, traditionally they're left leaning and they're liberal. The Republican is right leaning and is more conservative. So it's still true, but before there are more overlap in the middle. But right now, it seems that two parties drifted on both sides. So a lot of things very dramatically different. So for example, for economic, the Democrat, they believe minimum wage, like $15 minimum wage, and they think tax should be progressive tax. So for higher income people, for rich people, they advocate, they wanted to have higher tax rate. So if you're rich, you pay more tax. On the contrary, the Republican, they believe the wage should be regulated by market, not the government dictate. But and then on the tax, they believe either you're poor or you're rich, you should have the same tax rate. So that's very different two parties. But that's just one thing. So
my understanding is like if you want to look at from I don't know, it's maybe not accurate, but help people to understand, is Republicans more argue for a person's right, individual, right? And try to limit the role of the government. I want to have a small government, less regulation. Democratic Party try to argue for a slightly bigger government, so government can help the society who are on the weak side, right? So these are two different governing philosophy. From maybe the next example is not very matching. I don't know if it's insulting or not, but I also look at as in a family, Republican is more like a dad, very strict, right? Try to say, hey, rule is rule. You gotta, when you raise the kids, you want to raise the kids like that way. I'm not saying citizens are kids. Actually, we are in charge.
Well,
right?
to a whole country.
But style-wise, Democrat is more like a mom.
Okay.
Right? Spoil the kids a little bit and, not punish too much. So different governing style. But at the end of the day, they all try to build a beautiful family. Yeah, and better sort of society.
Yes.
right. So there are other dramatic differences between them. For example, healthcare. So Democrats believe that it should be government-sponsored healthcare, like what we have Obamacare. So the government should support everybody. It's the government's responsibility to make sure their citizens have good health care. But on the contrary, the Republicans believe the private companies, health insurance companies, should be the ones to
taking
provide.
care of that.
Right. So they don't believe Obamacare. That's why they want to appeal Obamacare. And then the other issue, for example, immigration. A lot of Democrats believe the border. We should welcome everybody. So border is it's there, but if you want to come, if you want a better life, we welcome you. So they also think for people who are illegal immigrants here, there's no illegal. People are not legal or illegal. Everybody's people. So they're people. So they wanted to have a legal pass for the people who are already here, but even though they're illegal. But the Republicans, on the other hand, they say law is the law. So you have to if they're here illegally, they should be deported. And also they want a strong border, so nobody can just cross the border easily to become illegal.
Well, I think if we go deeper and more, and there's a lot of things we can talk about, or to discuss about it. Who your opinion is? Let's say the immigrant politics, all this kind of political issues. But for now, I think it's more. I wanted to. This is the beginning. In the future, we will have more time to talk about more. What do you think about for Montgomery County? There's any major ideas from either party, like traffic-wise or safety or economic? Do they have the same concept, or they have very different?
Yeah, so I'm glad you asked this. I think because of the election, obviously, the things that the county government or the service county government provides became actually topics that all the candidates talk about, right? I mean, mainly a couple of things. Education, because it's accounts for more than half of the county's budget. Transportation, right? Because county will spend some money to build the county road. Safety, community safety, right? These are often brought up as the topic that candidates talk. So I think our Asian American community do have our own view based on our experience. It's not like we don't know American history, but I actually see this way. Not only we know, say, Chinese American history or Asian American history here, we also have bring experience from our home country, right? The country we actually born and grew up. That what we experience, we feel like we can contribute our community, our experience to better this community as well.
That is the economic, right? And then a lot of income-wise, small business, how to develop small business, especially Asian like to have their own little small business,
Yeah,
right?
that's the backbone of American economics.
Yes. So this is but what is the any difference or argument between these two parties, or are they pretty much the same?
No, there are huge differences between two parties. Again, we would rather believe both parties really want to get the county better, but how the definition of better is maybe a little different from the two either party. So for example, let's say education, right? So the biggest issue right now for the whole county, let's just step back. Montgomery County is a deep blue county, which means is heavily leaning towards Democrat, heavily leaning towards left. So one of the biggest issues for education is closing achievement gap. Okay. So if you talk to the Democrat candidate, oftentimes education is to close the achievement gap. And one of the popular solutions right now is pre-K. That's government provides pre-kindergarten education from 4 years old to the whole county free. So that's one of the popular solutions that they think certain people that they lost in from the start. That's why they want everybody to have the same start. So pre-K is one of the solutions that Democrat propose to close the achievement gap. But if you talk to Republican, that's a different story. Republican, as Chen said, they more emphasize on personal responsibility, family responsibilities. So they think achievement gap should start from the family, from parents. From parents educate your own kids how to be a responsible kid. So you see the difference. They're really different ways, but both wanted to everybody at the end to be a better we have better education, but they chose different route.
Yeah, but both to me are pretty good.
Yeah. The thing is, one thing that I actually have some sort of slightly different opinion on what Democrats argue, especially on the pre-K and things like that. I mean, it's all cost money, right? But when the candidate talk about, we need to, they have a beautiful view, say everybody will be like a straight A or something, which we know that it's not realistic to argue for that, and they want to close the achievement gap. No county in the United States has achievement gap closed. Except the one, which is Detroit Public School, where every student is like really performing bad, right? We don't want obviously Montgomery County to be like that. So we are facing a real world. To me, it's more like you want to promote the universal pre-K, that's fine, but tell me where you get the money, right?
I think the difference is the money.
Yeah.
If you have family education or emphasis in the parental education, but mostly the burden is on the family, and they have to find the financial resource and to raise their kids. But
not necessarily. Family responsibility.
They're also giving the money.
Not give you money, but you educate your kid. This is your responsibility. You're not really relying on other people to give you, right?
But if
that's also the concept. So you can't just sit here and say, I need this free, I need that free, right? It is your responsibility. You have to work hard.
Yeah.
Right? No matter how much I give you, if you don't work hard, you don't get anything.
That's right. But if you have pre-K, then the government involves with the money.
Right. So the government, as far as last time I checked, they don't have a money tree automatic grow money, right?
Right.
They have to collect it from somewhere.
Tax.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
So it's still coming from the people.
yeah, so
Right.
what I feel is tax is not necessarily a bad thing, right? Taxes, the citizens agree to contribute part of their wealth to a common cause that is benefit for everyone, right? That is agreed. So what we are struggling right now is to find that sweet spot, right? Where you collect enough tax and the government provide enough service to the residents so that, so residents don't flee, right? So they feel like, hey, I pay what I'm getting, right? And then if you collect too much, some people who pay a lot, they're gonna leave, right? Because they have a place to go.
They go to other
But
states.
if you don't provide adequate service, some people don't want to move in. So what I try to say is, as a county, maybe we should find that sweet spot. I don't know where that is, but it's important. So that's my view.
Well, I think a lot of people would say starting with pre-K, it maybe make more sense because although it looked like the money is from everybody, but actually you're gonna enforce the education not rely on which family they decide what to do. So now it becomes the rule. Everybody need to get educated earlier. In that case,
there's also research shows, at the beginning.
may not work.
At the very beginning, you may see the difference. Yeah, you're 4 years old. If you go to pre-K and he did not, and then there's some difference. But
So
by
it's
the
not
time,
for everyone?
No. I'm just saying that just the research shows.
Okay.
But by the time I think like 5th grade, there's no difference.
Oh, okay.
So there also research what show, but
Because they are too young at the time?
no, it's just early education doesn't guarantee you to be
better.
yeah.
When you go to 5th grade?
Right.
My concern is on a different side. My concern is if government provide too many services to kids as early at that age, then when they grow up, they're so beholden to the government. They always think, oh, it's the government who pay my education all the way to adulthood. So I don't have to have the strong bond with my family, my parents, which is unnatural, right? But when they grow up, became a voter, say, oh, government is my, parents provide for me. I'm gonna keep pushing for big government.
For more.
And then we actually in the middle lose our freedom because the freedom is earned by individuals' right to choose. If government decide everything, individuals don't have freedom. So that is the dilemma that we have
That's the
facing.
price you have to pay.
Yeah.
So
So you agree with that?
I think personal opinion. We're not really talking about personal opinion. Yeah, personally, I
Yeah, so
agree
we
with
were
that.
just trying to analyze the situation, right?
Okay.
Right.
So I mean, there are certain things, it's beautiful. I mean, some candidates even say, we're gonna provide the public education to toddler as early as 2-year-old.
Right.
So to me, it's like, where's the money?
To
right?
me, 2-year-olds better just let them be free and then play and enjoy their childhood.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, just don't go to school every morning, do homework. I mean, that's gonna be too much for them. They are so young, so
Right.
little.
Right, and
Yeah.
and also on the other end, when you grow older, also Democrats propose to have free college education.
Right.
Right now they're talking about community college to be free. So again, government will pay you everything, from you 4 years old to 22 years old. Everything is on government. So that's the, but I'm not trying to say which one is right, which one is wrong, but that's the mentality of the left that they think that way.
Is that gonna, if the college, local community college, gonna be free, is that gonna give more opportunity for those who cannot afford this education and have more education for the people, and then that way will, in a way, enhance the safety for the community, better jobs in the future? And plus, I think a lot of other countries in Europe, even in Canada, a lot of countries, they now provide this free education for higher
Right,
degree.
you always have good intention. So I don't think we question or anybody question good intention. But when you have the good intention, it's not enough? You know, what's the price you're going to pay? And then also, it's a research really support your good intention. What you just mentioned, is it really true that's gonna, you know, you have lower crime rate? Is that really true? I don't think right now you have enough research to back you up, right? And also, you know, there are other problems associated with this. So not only your good intention, you know, the biggest problem again is the money. Who's going to pay for it, right? Someone has to pay for it. If you don't pay for it, someone has to
pay for it. Money has to come from somewhere.
Exactly.
That's right.
Yeah, and also it will actually alter the choice of high school graduates. For example, right now we're in high demand of certain technicians, right? Even the people who could know how to repair a car, right? So if we let the market work, then these high school graduates, when they see the opportunity, they can make a lot of money. They'd rather go to these specialty training place and 3 months, then they can work, earn high money and contribute to society versus, oh, I see a free college from Montgomery College. I don't even know what I want to do or what it's benefit me. It's free. I'm going to jump in. So it alters people's choice. It actually interferes the free market. That's another downside of provide those kind of free things. I mean, free things is good. The bad thing is someone have to pay for it. Right. The second is alter the market free market mechanism. Maybe make this entire thing inefficient.
Right.
So.
Right.
It's a good way to look at it.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I still wanted to bring to the election. I think right now there are so many people become they call it American citizen through neutralization, you know. And this year, I think there's more and more people really wanted to participate in this election. Because a couple years ago, I've been talking to people, they don't even care. I mean, that's our impression usually.
Right,
the Asian community, especially Chinese community, they look at their own family a lot of times. But now they really think the whole society, who they choose, it's going to really directly involve their life in the future. So which is very, very good. So what do you guys think in this election will be?
I think not only Asian community, the whole you know, American community. So everybody, I think, you know, from 2 years ago, probably from there, more and more people want to get involved because they know, you know, the election really make difference, right?
Yes.
So the midterm, this election, especially their local elections, you elect your county officials, you elect your state officials, your governor, and so all these, you know, it's not like the president is up there, right? We're even closer. But for people who are really, you know, Wild West, they don't even see the president, right? So, but now this election, you elect your, you know, your neighborhood, you know, a big neighborhood, not only your little community, but you know the state senate, state delegate. So the people that you will see in the supermarket. So those people who make policy that directly affect your day-to-day life.
Right.
So, you know, I think more and more people realize that. And historically, midterm election, they're always, you know, fewer percentage-wise to vote. Like 15% to vote in the midterm primary. That's a really, really low. When you have that low percentage voters to vote, rest of the voters, 85%, you're determined, your fate is determined by that 15%.
Right.
Right? So if you don't want that, come out and vote.
Then just go.
Right, right.
So June 5th is very important for this voting.
Right, right.
You need to register.
You need to register June 5th. Yeah,
and then
if you haven't done that.
Which party you want to vote for.
Right.
Especially this, I mean, you can just for this year only. If you haven't really decided for the future which party you want to be, but
you can always change. So in America, it's not like, you know, you don't have to fill application form, right? You don't have to have, you know, 3 people to recommend you.
You know what I want to do,
right.
you know.
Actually, I want to add one more. is I'm a member of Chamber of Commerce, and they had a community forum held about a month or two ago. And at that time, the president-elect of Montgomery County Chamber of Commerce, Ms. Leslie Weber, she actually made a public statement. She said, well, lots of business people are Republican, right? So if you guys are registered Republicans, I'm not going to call you out, but you know your election doesn't matter in Montgomery County. So the point in primary, the point she wants to make is because in Republican primary there isn't many competitions. It's not lots of positions not contested. If you have 4 slots, 4 candidates. So they're guaranteed to go to the general election. But in the Democratic primary, there are so many choices. So the argument is you don't have to believe in Democratic Party platform, but you need to register as a Democratic Party to vote so that the people closer, the candidate closer to your argument or belief could get a chance to be elected. So that's another argument that I think makes sense.
Makes sense, yeah.
Right,
So most important, register.
Yes.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So June 5th, before 9 p.m.
Right.
to register.
Right.
That's so important. And then after that, other dates, important dates, after June 5th, after they register,
Right.
what is the next date?
Right. So there's 3 ways that you can vote.
Okay. Oh, can they vote online to register?
No, you can't. You can vote online.
Okay.
But their absentee vote. So that means if you on the primary election day, June 26th, if you're not here, or if you have difficulties going to the voting station, you can online request absentee ballot.
So they mail you a form?
Yeah, they give you a paper form, and you just fill out the paper form and then mail it back.
Right. Okay, that's good. So that way.
I did that. I'll be election judge that day.
Okay.
So we decided to do the election, and I already got my actual ballot.
Okay.
And the candidate know exactly who actually registered as absentee ballot. They send me letters say, "Oh, we know that you are." And then we want to win your vote. So it's kind of interesting experience.
That's interesting.
Right.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So that way you don't really have to say, hey, that day I'm working and I cannot go. So that way you can do from your own home.
That's a good channel, although I still argue that people go to the post station on that day. It's more like a festival.
Yeah.
And you can decide the last minute.
Ceremonial.
Yeah, it's the day that you celebrate democracy, and I prefer that the most.
That's what I usually do. I mean, after that.
Right, and then you have I voted.
Yeah,
Yes.
That's also good.
So the second way is what we call early voting.
Right.
So the primary day again is June 26th, but before that, from June 14th to June 21st, a week. There's early voting. There are fewer voting stations across the county, so you just go to those early voting.
It doesn't have to be on that day.
Right,
when you say
a week. There's
the whole week.
A whole week from 14th to 21st.
Okay.
Whole week of early voting. So those days you can go. Normally there are fewer people. You don't have to wait in line.
Okay.
And the poll open from 10 to 8 o'clock. Even though you're working, you
just
can
after
come.
Work
Yeah, you can go after work. So the only difference is you don't have that many voting stations. Normally on the election day there are a lot. You can walk to your voting station, but early voting they're a little bit further away. But there are no people go vote
that
early.
A lot of people don't know.
Right.
A lot of people thought, oh, I missed the home mailing thing, then I have to go on that day. No, actually not.
Yeah, so a whole week you can go early voting. And then of course on that day, primary election day, you can go too. So normally your people.
What is the timeline? I mean, what is the deadline on that day?
It's 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock.
7
in the morning. Yeah, you can go before you go to work.
Yeah. Okay.
Or you come back after work.
Yeah. I want to point there's one more important date, June 19th. that is a day, last day you can vote for absentee ballot.
Oh, June
register. Yeah, request for absentee ballot.
Oh, okay.
So,
Yeah.
June 19th.
yes, you have.
Yeah, so
last
it's not the 26th, it's 19th.
26 is general primary election, but 19th, remember the mail-in option?
That's the last
You
day
can
to
fill
mail.
online by June 19th, say, hey, I want to vote by absentee ballot. Mail me a,
Oh, they still have time to mail you, I can write it
yes.
in.
But we obviously advise to
Do it
register as early as possible if you
Right.
see that you
Don't
couldn't vote.
go last minute.
Right.
For the college kids, if your kids, not at home during the election day, let them to request absentee ballot.
Can you mention the age again for the college kids? What age, between what age to what age they can start voting?
They can start register 16 when they're
16.
16. So when they
So
get
high schooler.
yeah, when they get their driver's license,
They can register.
go just register. You can register at the DMV, and then so Cheng just mentioned, if you are 18, so you can only vote when you are 18.
Right, but you can earlier register.
Right, you can register.
So that way, when you are
16.
18, you don't have to register. It's already
Exactly,
there.
you can just vote. So, but in this, when there's general election, you only have to be 18 when the time of general election. So, because primary is almost 6 months before 5 months before the general election, you don't even have to be 18 when you vote in primary, as long as you're 18 in the general election. So college kids, high school seniors, they
Now
should.
there's no upper limit, age limit for voters, you know
Right.
that, right? You
Yes,
can be
definitely.
like
Oh, yeah.
150 years old,
Yeah.
you can still vote.
Of course, of
Yes.
course. When I'm 150, then I'm going to vote. Of
Yes.
course. Very happy, very happy. Well, thank you so much
Sure.
for being here with us. And then I think a lot of people learn a lot of things from you. Very informative, very educational. Thank you very much. But
Fantastic.
later on, we wanted to have you come back again.
Sure.
We're going to talk more about Asian, these candidates, and more about this.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank
Thank you
you,
for having us.
everybody.
Thank
See
you.
you next time. Thank you.